After you finish a race, you'll feel pretty good about your performance, but chances are the last thing on your mind is how to recover properly. The right recovery will mean a bright future for your relationship with running.
Today we'll give you some tips on how to stay healthy and fit in the hours, days, and weeks after a race.
Immediately after a race, you should make sure to go through the same cool-down routine you use after a training run. Most runners exert themselves more in a race than they do in training, so you want to loosen up those muscles and flush out some of the lactic acid out of your system. I like to take about 20 minutes to cool down after a race. The half-hour window of time after the race is also a great time to get some food into your system to help speed your recovery process and to replenish lost calories. A lot of races have food at the finish line that you could snack on, or you can bring some of your own, like a bagel or banana. Be sure to get some water too, because chances are you're pretty dehydrated after the race.
Some races have a masseuse on site, so if you're sore, you should definitely utilize them. Icing after a race is also helpful. You can do this by using ice packs or a bathtub full of cold water for 10 to 15 minutes. When I get home in the evening after a race, I like to make my post-race meal a good one, because my body is usually starved for calories and nutrition. Personally, I like to have a protein, such as chicken or fish, as well as vegetables and rice, but any healthy food with carbs and protein would be good.
It can be tempting to take the day off after a race, but that can leave you feeling stiff the rest of the week. I prefer to go for an easy run at a more relaxed pace than I usually do. You don't want to push yourself too hard the day after a race, but it's good to keep your legs moving and your joints loose. In the weeks after a race, you should be able to jump back into your training routine and continue improving as a runner. Pick out a couple races that appeal to you and start setting goals for them.
The right preparation and recovery plan will make your race experience that much more enjoyable. Cool down and get a little food and water right after you finish a race. And don't hesitate to use an on-site masseuse or ice if you're feeling sore. Eat a nice big meal later in the evening to replace some of those nutrients you burned, and go on an easy run the next day to keep from getting stiff. With the proper recovery techniques, you'll love racing and running that much more. Once you've recovered from your race, it'll be time to start the process over again and prepare for another race. With these techniques, you should be ready to go.